What is up? What is up? What is up? It is 10:31 on a Wednesday night, and you are exactly where you need to be. It's your boy Tonyjem, aka Mr. Why Not, Mr. Why Not, brought to you by WKDT 422 Lit Radio, baby. And we are here. This is Mansplainin. Fellas, you know, this is our show. This is where we get to let it off, let the steam off. This is where we get to let our hair down if you still got some. And we just get to lay our thing on the line, man. We got feelings too. We got thoughts. We got things we want to express. This is our place to do it. Ladies, we appreciate each and every one of you for tuning in every week for Mansplaining and talking with us. Once again, if you have any questions or concerns, please feel free to ask. I don't mind giving you answers. You might not like the answer I give you, but it's the answer I got, baby. This is Mansplaining. So I want to thank everybody for chiming in right now. And First of all, let me see if I got any people logged in. I got a few people. I got a few people logged in there. We're gonna see if I want everybody to come in there and let me know who you are. Let me know where you are chiming in from. We want to spread the word for mansplaining, y'all. Right now we got a lot of people in the South that be watching. I'm trying to get everybody. I'm trying to go nationwide. We trying to go worldwide, global, baby. Shout out to Sean Wade Bronski. What's up? Happy birthday to you, my boy. Happy birthday to you, my boy. Brad Dennis, yo. Good to see you, Fred. Good to see you, man. Hey, y'all know how we do as the night progresses. Just jump on in, speak. Let me know where you're chiming in from. You know me. I'll stop everything so I can speak to you, just so I can acknowledge you and let you know that I do see you. Also, for my YouTubers, hey, everybody, YouTube, thank you for tuning in right now. Thank you for tuning in to Mansplaining, our weekly podcast where we chop up everything. So make sure if you are watching, make sure you hit subscribe, make sure you hit like, and make sure you send a comment on the video as well. For my Facebook people, what's up? What's up? Couple of things I want you to do. Make sure you like, love, hate, laugh, whatever you want to do. Send me an emoji. Give me some comments in here to talk about. And most of all, if you don't do nothing else, there's one thing I want you to do. I'll give you one guess. That's right. I want you to share it. I want you to share this video. We're trying to spread the word, y'all. We are trying to spread the word around here in these parts. Also, if you're on Instagram, you can find me on Instagram at Tonyjem71, TonyJEM71. There's a few things on there that's not on Facebook and not on YouTube. So also, if you're on Facebook and you're watching, we're not friends, send me that friend request. I will accept. And also on YouTube, if you are watching, make sure you hit that notification bell to make sure that you get a notification each and every time we do a video here at Mansplaining. Whew. All right. I think I got that. Out the way. Tyrone Carr, big shout out of Birmingham. Good to see you. Sean Wade, that's what's up. What we got going on, y'all? Just mansplaining. You know, it's another week, another day's journey, and I feel good about it, baby. So the weather's been good. The last few days. So people getting out there, you seeing people out there getting their skinny on. When I say skinny, I ain't talking about their body. I'm talking about the clothes that they're wearing. They getting skinny with the clothes that they're wearing, so it's starting to get a little naked out there. Carla Harris, hey, how you doing? Hey, make sure my cousin Mike. Make sure Mike is watching right now. Hey, Carla, good to see you. The weather's been good. Like I said, everything's been going fine. So, you know, the pollen count has been down a little bit. So that's helping out a whole lot. But what else is going on, y'all? What else is going on? I will tell you this. There's a few things that's going on in the news that we're not going to jump on hard, but I just want to touch them real quick. The Asian hate crime bill has passed by the Senate. I'm going to say that again. The U.S. Senate has passed the Asian hate crime bill. Black people, I think a lot of us got an issue with that. Not that we don't want them to have a crime bill, but we'll talk about that at another time. It might even come up later on in the show. You never know. Also, yesterday was the court appeal of Amber Geiger. Y'all remember Amber Geiger? She was the woman, the police officer who said she, after a tiring shift, she was absolutely exhausted and she walked into the wrong apartment and she shot Mr. Botham John. And she walked in there. She told him to show his hands and everything. According to her, she thought she walked into her own apartment and there was an intruder in her apartment and she shot him and killed him. Right now, she's serving a 10-year sentence right now, but her appeal trial was yesterday, and her defense is trying to get the murder case thrown out. They want it to be negligent homicide. If so, she will have time served. She's been in for 18 months now. So if this goes through, she will have time served probably and be back at home chilling. Drop the murder charge. But the judge has yet to rule on that. The judge still has to rule. But right now, her defense team is trying to get the murder charge thrown out and drop it to negligent homicide. That's bullshit, if you ask me. I mean, it is what it is. They wouldn't be trying to lower nothing if it was a black man or a black woman who walked into a house and thought that they was in the right house and shot somebody, a white person, and killed them. They wouldn't be trying to talk this down. They wouldn't be trying to talk this down. We'll probably cover this another time as well. We do want to kind of keep things moving. We got some special things going on tonight, but in the process of moving things along, I do want to let you know that we are still trying to plan mansplaining on location on vacation. Mansplaining on location on vacation. We're trying to decide where to go. Do we want to go to Myrtle Beach or do we want to go to Gulf Shores? Do we want to go at all? If we go, will you come? If we go and shoot mansplaining on the beach, will you join us? That's what we're trying to figure out. We're trying to figure out if we can get some people that's going to come out there to the beach with us. And it doesn't necessarily have to be a Wednesday. We can do it on a weekend or whatever the case may be. But that is something that we are looking into, and we just want to gauge the interest of the people that are viewing. So if that's something that you might be interested in, please let us know in the comments. Myrtle Beach, Gulf Shores, Myrtle Beach, Gulf Shores. Let us know which one you would probably like to spend a couple of days with the mansplaining crew at. So that's something that we're working on, hopefully by the end of the summer, end of July, August, somewhere around there. And that's what we're trying to do. So just let us know what you think. Also, y'all know me. I'm a consummate entertainer. I'm always doing something. I always got something going on. Bam! There we go, baby. In case you did not know, in case you did not see, a good woman or a fool. A good woman or a fool. That is a stage play that I am in, and it is and we are premiering on May 8th. On May 8th, that is the day that we are premiering that stage play. As a matter of fact, for anyone attending, it's a double feature. You kind of have to pay for both plays, though, separately. But there will be two plays shown. There'll be two plays shown on that day. Our play, Good Woman or a Fool. Uh-oh. My computer want to act a little funky on me right now. Give me a second. Okay, there we go. So, Good Woman or a Fool. Oh, Tell Me What Love Saw is the first play. That's the first play. I have a good number of friends that's in that play right there. That's going to be the first play, so that you come. And I think that one starts at 5:00. Please come out and support. Please come out and support. You can go to Eventbrite and get tickets to that. And also, following that play, we have A Good Woman or a Fool. A Good Woman or a Fool. That one in particular, I am playing in, and I play a pastor by the name of Reverend Mercury. Reverend, goodness, what is my name? Mercury Lemons. That's my name. I'm sorry. Pastor Mercury Lemons. So if you are free, you are available on May 8th. Make sure you chime in. Make sure you come in and check us out. The tickets are selling out. If I'm not mistaken, we might be sold out, but please, 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 if you can, please support. Please support. All right, everybody. I think that's all I'm going to touch on in a little small talk. We're going to get ready to get into our next segment. But before I go, I want to make sure that everybody knows that there are 3 S's that I'm going to be stressing from here on out. 3 S's that I'm going to be stressing from here on out. Subscribe, support, and share. Subscribe, support, and share. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. Support the show, y'all. Support the show. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna tell you what. There we go, right there. Support the show. Support the show if you can. I mean, every little bit helps. If you send $1, send $1. If you send 3, send 3. It doesn't matter. Just help us out in any way that you can. So the 3 S's: subscribe, support, and share. Hey, we're going to get ready to take a little break real quick. But when we come back, I'm going to be bringing my boy Duckie Boi in here. We're going to chop it up for a brief second. And then we are going to be bringing in a very, very special guest, a gentleman who is running for office of mayor in the city of Birmingham, Alabama. Monica King, good to see you. Good to see you. Good to see you. So when we come back, give us a moment and maybe we can jam on a little something. If I'm not mistaken, I think this is the campaign song. I think this is the campaign song for our special guest, Mr. E. Philemon Hill, who will be running for mayor in the city of Birmingham in the state of Alabama. So give us one moment and we're going to give his little campaign song a little kick there. And let me get it started. Hold on. Let me get it started.
My name is Tonyjem.
There we go. We'll be right back in just a minute.
Everybody, no more sleeping in bed. No more backwards thinking, time for thinking ahead. The world has changed so very much from what it used to be. There is so much hatred, war and poverty. Wake up, all you teachers, time to teach a new way. Maybe then they'll listen to what you have to say. Cause they're the ones who's coming up and the world is in their hands. So when you teach the children, teach them the very best you can. I won't get no better. Yeah. If you just let it be. The world won't get no better. We gotta change it, yeah. For you and me.
We gotta do it together, y'all. We gotta do it together. The world is not gonna change itself. It's not gonna change itself, you guys. That's the problem that we're having. Everybody's sitting around waiting on it to happen on its own. Everybody's waiting on change to happen, but nobody wants to change. Everybody wants to change, but nobody wants to change. We got to work on that, y'all. All right. And that is a new version of "Wake Up" by, oh my goodness, I'm gonna try to say this dude's name. Toby, y'all know Toby. Y'all know, try Jesus, don't try me, cause I throw hands. That Toby right there. That is Toby right there. Toby Toby with the last name. So welcome back, you guys. Welcome back. We're back at Mansplainin real quick, and we got a nice show headed up for you guys tonight. We have a special guest coming in, but before we get to our special guest, Kimberly ATL Peach, good to see you. Good to see you. I'm gonna go ahead and add my main man, my sidekick, my co-pilot, my ace Boom Coon up in the house right now. Let me see if I can get him in here. Where you at, Duckie Boy? Where you at? Boom.
Can you see me? Can you hear me?
I can see you, but your voice is kind of low. Give me a second. Let me see if that's on my end or your end. It might be on. That was on my end. What's going on, man?
Not much, man. How you doing, dude?
I'm doing pretty good, bro. I'm doing pretty good. Man, we just trying to get things started here, man. How was your week, man? How was your week?
Long, dude. As you can see, I got bags under my eyes, man. A brother is restless, you know, when you trying to put in work, man. And
them your eyes. I thought you was coming from the mall. You went shopping. I thought you had bags.
You so funny, dude. I swear to God, you got to be like the funniest guy I ever met, ever. But anyway, I had a long week, man. Shit, I had a long week, but got some things accomplished. Went down to Columbus, Georgia for a couple of days and handled some business and came back up here, man, and checking out the news for the most part, seeing some disturbing things going on. That was the main thing that called me up in Chicago. A 7-year-old girl got killed in McDonald's driveway. Drive-through.
I heard about that.
Man. Yeah, man, and her father, a young gangbanger dude, man, he's on the internet talking about
I heard what he said.
Yeah, he's not going to retaliate for his daughter. He'll ride for his homeboys.
He'll ride for his homeboys. He's not going to ride for his daughter.
Tony, that man, that hit me so hard, dude, because he speaks for a generation of ours.
Yeah.
And you know what I'm saying?
That's so that I don't even know what to call that, man. It's disappointing.
No, stupid as hell.
It's definitely stupid as hell, but it's so disappointing to know that a father would not, if he had to put his life on the line, it wouldn't be for his own flesh and blood.
Yeah, man, and his antics afterwards, man, it's stupid, man. It's stupid. It's stupid, man. After a while, we got to get it through to that generation. That we got to do something, dude. I don't know what. We can't come up with the solution tonight. But yeah, man, we got to work on that. But that touched me, Tony. Dude said he'd rather die for his gang members than for his daughter. Well,
Yeah,
I can't beat that.
that's real. That's real played out, man. That's real.
And on a lighter note, I almost burnt up the other day. You know, I'm still thinking it's gonna be cold outside. And I went outside with a jacket on, and I almost died. I almost died of dehydration and heat exhaustion.
I see you back there. I see you in the background. Yeah. So yeah, you almost what they call it,
Spontaneous combustion.
There you go. I was gonna say instantaneous. Yeah, spontaneous combustion.
Yeah, spontaneous. Yeah, don't tell nobody you went to jacket on.
Don't let everybody know we went to jail, man.
Don't say we. Yeah, I said spontaneous. Yeah.
Hey, man. Hey, Duck, man. We got a special guest here tonight, man.
That's right. That's right.
I got. Let me put his flyer up there right now. Elect Philemon Hill for mayor of Birmingham. That's Birmingham, Alabama.
Okay.
We have Mr. Hill. We're going to bring him in here in a second. And what we want to do, again, we want to let everybody know that mansplaining, we're not endorsing any candidates or anything like that. However, if you are running for an office or something like that, we do want to provide you with a platform to get your word. And that's what we want to do tonight. Mr. Philemon Hill, we want to find out who he is, where he's from, and what his plan is. So if you don't mind, real quick, I'm going to go ahead and try to add Mr. Hill in here real quick.
Amen.
Mr. Hill.
How you doing?
Mr. Hill,
how's it going? How's it going?
How both you gentlemen doing?
Doing fine, sir. Finally.
Thank you for having me. I really appreciate the invitation, the energy, and the platform. I really do appreciate you two brothers, and actually for being persistent. I don't mind the tough questions, but I do appreciate the platform.
Hey man, we appreciate you coming.
I appreciate you coming on. For those that are watching, before we get started, for those that are watching, especially the ones that are in the Birmingham area, Mr. Philemon Hill said that he will open up the floor to all questions. If you have questions that you want to put in the comment section, or if you want to join the live broadcast. Either way, he said it's fine with him. I do have a few questions that was sent to me, and we can touch on those a little bit later. I do have a couple of specific questions that was sent to me about someone that had some questions for you.
Okay.
But we'll get to that a little bit later on. But first of all, let me start with this. Who is E Philemon Hill?
Give you the short answer first, E. Philemon Hill is the servant of the people.
Mm-hmm.
I am born and raised Birmingham. I attended Ephesus Academy. I also attended the A.H. Parker High School. I attended Tuskegee University as well as Clark Atlanta University. And I'm also, again, currently I work as a sports and entertainment marketing agent. Representing several clients, one who is competing in professional tennis overseas in Egypt right now. I've been doing that since 2005, but I've also been an advocate for the citizens and public education since returning to Birmingham. And so that has my job, my profession, my passion has kept me in the community, working and representing the people. And so what brings me to making this decision to become a public servant has kind of morphed into this. I was talking with Tony earlier, and I explained it in the way of saying, this is not my plan. This is definitely God's plan, but this is definitely my purpose. And so Birmingham has come to a point a very serious crossroads where we have too much politics and not enough good leadership, not enough ethical leadership, not enough transformative leadership. Politics has not benefited the citizens of Birmingham yet. So why do we keep electing politicians? I'm a leader. I've been able to build both profit and nonprofit businesses, and that takes leadership. And that takes selfless acts when most of your politicians are selfish actors. And so that's the perspective I'm coming from. And I'm trying to communicate that to every citizen, every voter, so they'll know the distinct difference between myself and the other candidates.
Wow. That's very thorough. That's very thorough right there. Let me ask you this. Was there one particular moment or just a collection of moments where you just said, you know what, my city is not all that it can be, and I think I can make a change? When did that epiphany come for you?
Well, there was definitely, it wasn't one event or one situation. It was a series of events. I noticed back leading into 2017, the last election cycle, that the previous mayor was not what the city needed. And during that time, and at that time in August of 2017, there were only two candidates that had announced that they were running for mayor, the current mayor and the previous mayor. And I knew then that if we continued down that path or the new path of the current mayor, that it wouldn't be good. And so since 2017, there has been event after event after event after event that has led me to the decision to run one last successful time for mayor. For full transparency, I am a recent cancer survivor. And since beating cancer, I'm a year cancer-free, February 12th of this year. And my priorities, when you're faced with a life or death situation, you have to make sure coming out of that type of traumatic situation that your priorities are in order. And my health is my priority right now and forever will be. So for me to be entering into this race and being a cancer survivor with my health as the priority, that should let everybody know that this city is in desperate need of ethical, transformative leadership. You know, my parents, my family, my support group would be a lot more relieved if I was not running, because this is a stressful time right now, and I want to be minimizing stress. And when I look at everything that led up to 2017 and everything that has led up until today, it was imperative that I sacrificed to make sure that there was a ethical option for the citizens of Birmingham to take us to a point to where we'll be making history and always not looking at Birmingham from a historical perspective.
Right.
Wow. Let me ask you this. Okay, this question here is kind of has three parts. It's one question, but it covers three different areas. And as it relates to housing, as it relates to transportation, as it relates to policies of police department, fire department, the roads, the crime, what do you see the status of Birmingham right now? What do you see as the vision for Birmingham in those areas? And what do you think it's going to take to make those things happen?
Okay. To answer the first three items, Birmingham right now is stagnant. We're the largest city in the state of Alabama. We're actually the economic center of Alabama. We are the reason why Jefferson County is so wealthy, but the city is not responsible with the money that we generate. We are like that individual within the community or within your family that lives way above his means. We always spending money, but we don't have and manage our revenue streams in a very responsible way.
Right.
You know, we giving money to the county, we giving money to developers, but we're not giving money to Black-owned businesses. Now we must understand that there's a difference between Black-owned businesses and minority-owned businesses. See, a Anglo-Saxon woman can be a minority-owned business.
Right.
I'm a Black-owned business. I've got the city's budget is $421 million. Less than 2% of that goes to Black-owned businesses from the city. Less than 2% of $421 million budget goes to Black-owned businesses. And that's with a Black mayor, that's with a majority Black city council.
And 71% Black population in Birmingham.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Now, let's compare apples to apples. When you had Maynard Jackson as the mayor of Atlanta, he fought for the inclusion of Black-owned businesses. That the runways was actually that concrete was laid by a Black-owned business. The gentleman that built the Georgia Dome that the Atlanta Falcons played in before their new stadium was built by H.J. Russell.
Right.
This is what we have to get to in Birmingham. If you want to address crime, you got to provide and create jobs. If you want to address crime, the stats have shown all across the country. You have to make sure that you have quality education and job training. When it comes to survival, this is what the politicians miss. When it comes to survival for our Black people, it doesn't matter if you are doing something legal or illegal. Your job is to provide. So if you have jobs, which the unemployment in Birmingham is very high, especially for Black people, there hasn't been that much job creation in the city in years. Definitely not in the neighborhoods, definitely not in the 99 neighborhoods. Now, if you're on the south side, if you downtown, if you in the white parts of Birmingham, yeah, where you got gentrification, yeah, you got jobs down there. But you don't see no Publix in Ensley. You got food in Ensley.
And that's been now I know that's been a huge concern in the city of Birmingham for years. I mean, it's a food desert. Having no grocery stores or anything, you have to leave the city of Birmingham to go shop for groceries. Unless you go to even if you go to Walmart, that's still not considered Birmingham. That's Homewood.
Right.
Or you have to go down to the south side. I'm with you, Mr. Hill. I knew when they put that Publix down on the south side, that was my indication that things were changing with the gentrification. Go ahead.
Right. When you and I'm not against Starbucks. I'm not against Publix. But what I am against is gentrification. What I am against is redlining. Think about this. In the last 25 years, all this redevelopment and development that has gone on in downtown Birmingham, you have way more majority-owned banks in Birmingham, and you still have only Citizens Trust, a Black-owned bank, one Black-owned bank in the city.
Only one.
Now, how much of the city's money of that $420 million is deposited into Citizens Trust Bank that can use that money to grow, just like a Regions or a Wells Fargo or a BBVA? This is the type of leadership you need to have equitable inclusion, so that a Citizens Trust or a One United Bank can set up operations and branches and ATMs throughout the 99 neighborhoods in Birmingham. This is the type of leadership that Birmingham's needs, and this is what I'm going to provide. Now, when it comes to crime, you are not going to get a handle on crime by blaming the citizens. You are not going to get a handle on crime by trying to intimidate citizens to snitch on other citizens. Mm-hmm. That's not how this works. The primary objective in my campaign platform is to develop a comprehensive public health and safety plan. This includes community policing. This includes conflict resolution. This includes crisis intervention programs. So if there's a situation where there's a mental health crisis with a citizen, we don't send the police. We send counselors, we send social workers that will handle and diffuse that situation without the risk of a gun being mistaken and someone being killed. You have to handle this. One size fit all for crime has not worked. It does not work. We need to send our social workers and our specialists out to deal with the mental health issues within our community. Once we start and get away from this one size fit all, then we can start to see the numbers of crime dwindling. And we also must look at the crime issue as a public health issue. When you have 6, 7, 8, and 9-year-old children having to hear gunfire every night, that becomes traumatic.
Mm-hmm.
And we have no solution. We just say, you know what, you'll be all right, toughen up. No, that affects that child in school, that affects that child at home, that affects that child at church. We need to have viable solutions, and your politicians can't give you that. They're just going to give you spin.
Mm-hmm.
This is what a leader does. We figure out solutions to the tough problems. That's comprehensive public health and safety is the priority of my platform. Now, when it comes to criminal justice reform, we got to look at that. We haven't had a mayor in Birmingham, especially a black mayor, going all the way back to 79, that has really wanted to say, you know what, we need to reform our policing. We need to reform our courts and how we deal with criminal justice. Mm-hmm. And until you have that, you're just going to continue to see the numbers go up. Our current administration dumped millions of dollars into policing, but gave $0 to the Birmingham city school system. $0.
Wow.
So you're not during COVID, during an economic crisis, during a cultural crisis, you did nothing to prevent school dropout rates. And you know there's an effort across the state of Alabama when they're trying to build private prisons that they want your kids to drop out. So why wouldn't a city with a black mayor and a majority black city council show some support in their students to prevent them from falling into that school to prison pipeline? Again, leadership handles those type of solutions, provides those type of solutions, not politicians.
Let me on the subject of education, that deals with one of the questions that I was sent to ask you. Let me ask you this. On education, Mayor Woodfin has a program named the Promise Program, which provide qualified city school graduating students college tuition, paid internships, work programs, and dual enrollment opportunities. He has partnered with UAB to provide the opportunity for every city school student to get as much as 5 years tuition to attend UAB. Do you have a program similar or a way that you can make this particular program better?
I'm going to say this, and I say this in love, because I know the facts behind the Birmingham Promise. The Birmingham Promise is a big fat lie. Okay, if you really look at the details of it, you literally have to be in Birmingham city schools from first grade all the way to 12th grade to actually maximize, and it doesn't kick in until after you receive other financial assistance. And it's only for a selective. See, he got that idea. The present mayor of Birmingham received that idea from a school district up in Michigan. I can't remember the city, but it's from a school district up in Michigan. And first you have to ask yourself, who's funding this? Because if he's using taxpayers' money to fund this, there may be some questions we need to ask of efficacy on that. You just can't take public money and fund your program. Mm-hmm. That's number one. Number two, it does not, it's not available to all Birmingham City School students. That's number two. Do I have a better program? Yes, I do. Birmingham City Schools, because that's actually where I started being an advocate and an activist with Birmingham City Schools, fighting for the teachers and the students within Birmingham City Schools. I have a education and economics program with Birmingham City Schools having 98% African-American students. I would say roughly around 1% Hispanic or Latino. But it does not have a district-wide African-American studies program. If you want to decrease high school dropout rate, if you want to increase in-classroom performance, if you want to increase graduation rate, if you want to increase retention of students going to college and staying in college, if you want to increase the number of students learning a vocation, teach them about their culture. Teach them about their African-American history before being enslaved. Mm-hmm. That's how you, when they know who they are, when you know better, you do better. That's
I agree. I like that. That's why
I'm so proud that I'm able to introduce Birmingham City Schools' first district-wide African-American Studies program. We will be starting this hopefully in the fall of the next school year. But that's not it. The economic piece of this, we have Birmingham Shuttlesworth International Airport. That is not an international airport. We have no international flights out of Birmingham.
No.
This African-American Studies program will connect our students with an annual field trip from Birmingham to Ghana, Africa. Every
nice.
Okay.
Combining the in-classroom experience with the exposure of traveling international. Just think about that. A kid from the Brickyard, a kid from Loveland Village, a kid from the hood in Birmingham schools that might be acting up will have a chance of a lifetime if he's a student in his African-American Studies program to travel to the motherland, to Ghana, Africa. That's a life-changing experience. Yeah. And that opens up Birmingham to be a global city, increasing jobs at the airport, increasing the economic impact of the city, of the airport, of the county, of the state. Do I have a program better than the Promise? Oh, of course I do.
Okay. I tell you what. Melvin, did you have something that you wanted to ask real quick?
Yeah, let me ask you something, Mr. Hill.
Yeah.
Due to the recent progress I see in my city when I drive through at night, I see the lights on the interstate. They look a little different. I see Top Golf. I see the stadium. I see the interstate. How do you rate the progress that the steps we've taken in the past couple of years on a scale of 1 to 10? How do you rate the progress our city has made, the upgrade?
I rate the progress of the city as only beneficial to the minority of the citizenship of Birmingham. Again, it's not been as a business owner who can provide services from the city and deserves the opportunity to sit at that table and receive a larger portion of that $420 million budget.
Gotcha.
When I see city leadership from the mayor to the 9 city councilors approving that incentive money and those contracts go to majority business owners, I can't even rate that in one number from 1 to 10. Not below 1. Birmingham has always been a cash cow for everybody other than Birmingham. See, you said Top Golf. Actually, Top Golf had to give money back to the city because they were supposed to receive incentives for including Black-owned contractors in the construction of Top Golf.
Yeah, I heard about that.
Did they do it?
Yeah, they did not receive those incentives. They had to give money back. Okay, and so also we talk about BJCC. I mean, the highways belong to the state. They don't belong to the city.
Damn.
So the lights on the highway, that just look good. That make you feel good when you're driving, like you're in a video game. But that ain't got to do with my quality of life. That
So
don't
it doesn't benefit us. It doesn't benefit us
at all. At all. Everything that happens at the county, everything that happens at the county, at that Weston, at that Sheraton, at the BJCC, that's county money. That don't come to the city.
Wow.
I tell you what. I do have someone that says they have they have a question for you. I'm gonna let him come in and ask his question. We're gonna try to be brief with the questions because we don't want to keep it going forever. But however, I'm gonna go ahead and add him in. David Swanson. I'm gonna add him in. D Swans, man, how you doing, bro?
Hey,
Good,
brother.
how y'all doing today?
Hey, brother.
Good, doing pretty good.
Good.
Did you have a
So,
question? Got a question for Mr. Hill?
All right, I got a couple quick questions. As a former resident of Birmingham, but about 85% of my family still resides in Birmingham, I'm hearing a lot of bashing the current administration, but haven't quite laid out a plan. So couple of quick history right quick on Birmingham. The way Birmingham became the largest city in the state, and my father actually was the zoning board chairman during the Arrington days. All unincorporated Jefferson County got incorporated under his leadership. So that's how Birmingham became the largest city in the state. Okay, all money. I'm hearing you say that that the Weston and all them. There's no way that they can get county money. County tax money without getting city money. If you, I would encourage you right now to go and rent you a room right now at the Weston right now. You're gonna see state and city and local taxes. So they do benefit off of that. So I wouldn't want you to mislead people otherwise on that. But here's my question for you though. As far as police reform, okay, a lot of people is counting on Joe Biden to pass some type of police reform, but that kind of stuff is done on the city and local level.
Right.
What kind of plan would you have to hold police officers accountable? So people that look like me and the other two gentlemen on this screen, what type of reform do you have to hold police officers accountable on the city level rather than just firing them, holding them accountable? That's my first question.
Well, first of all, we do have a plan to address that, and we definitely, while we're trying to implement strategies to make citizens safer, we also need to provide programs and initiatives and training to make police officers accountable as well and make them safe on their job. They're providing a service as well that is very high risk. But we also, we got to get away. One of the first plans, initiatives of my plan for police officers is to make sure that we hold them accountable and they are not just blanketed protected just because they pull out and use their gun and misuse their authority. Just like we have to hold citizens accountable, we have to hold policemen accountable. But right now, they're just protected, especially in Birmingham. So we have to pretty much deconstruct how policing is done in Birmingham and rebuild the police department. One of the things that I've always researched is that we always talk about the fact that Martin Luther King came to Birmingham and he protested and he marched and he was arrested, and we talk about his letter. We never asked ourselves, why did he come to Birmingham? Why did he feel the need to bring attention to how Bull Connor was actually dealing with Black folk? And you got to remember now, before the 60s, they were actually kidnapping and arresting Black men and forcing them into labor at the steel mills and industrial companies within Birmingham. That's the seriousness of it. So policing was an issue then. The only difference in then and now is technology has gotten better, not policing. So we have to put in guidelines, put in programs, guidelines that does not protect the police for everything they do. We have to hold them just as accountable, hold them to a higher standard, just like we hold everybody else in our community. We hold preachers to a higher standard. We hold teachers and principals to a higher standard. But why do they get off just because they police? Black or white? Birmingham right now is about 70% black police, but it's still racially divided. That's a problem. We got to deal with
the police force. The police force.
The police force. How many precinct captains that are black do you think you have?
Damn. Didn't think about that.
So when you have a racially divided, and that's increased since with the new administration, with the new police chief. Before that, you had less than 1 or 2 precinct captains that were African American. Are we getting better? Kind of, but we can't expect to deal with and deal with this difficult problem. Am I saying we're going to eradicate crime under my leadership? No. But we got to get into this mindset of deconstructing the police department and rebuilding it in a way that is really protecting and serving. And the best way to do that is put in guidelines and standards that hold policemen accountable and get away from they're protected no matter what they say or do to citizens.
Okay. So my next question is, I heard Duckie mention about the interstates that looks very well coming through the city. That is actually funded by the state, not by the city. As far as that is funded by the state. So all that has been getting done. That is done funded by the state. That has special grants for each city that does that. Just like I-22 and so forth and so on. But as far as me being from a Pratt City native, in Ensley, my father has a retirement home. I mean, a whatever you want to call it, facility right off of Avenue W. And also right across the street from Miss Marie's store, Magnolia Terrace. That's my grandmother's name. So people that are like him, that has a business like that, but you look right up the street, right down there where David Palmer grew at, Avenue T. You can take that street all the way down across to Avenue W to Jackson Nolan High School. I don't think I see is empty lots. Empty lots right. That's not from this administration, but since Mayor Arrington. What can you do to revitalize our communities? Because I don't want to come home every time I come home to Birmingham. I'm saying where I used to live at, there's just overgrown weeds. And when we talk about, a lot of people talk about public housing, it's the word. I can't. Babe, what's the word? Is it? Well, it's something. It's a word. I think of it in a second. But when we talk about public housing, that's not necessarily. People think of projects. Okay, public housing is not just projects. It's affordable housing. Affordable housing. Right. A lot of people think of it as projects. Affordable housing is not going down there and living in the brickyard. Affordable housing is building up your community so that way people can move in and live effectively and efficiently. What can you do for areas like an Ensley, like a Pratt City, like West End, where they have those overgrown housing? And would you be able to get
blighted areas?
What was that?
Those blighted areas.
Blighted areas, right? And I'm pretty sure everybody that's listening can think of an area near them. Under your administration, can you get that done? What plan would you have to get that done? Unlike the previous 6 administrations.
Definitely. Again, I'm taking examples from other cities that have implemented some of these programs successfully. Number one, in Charlotte, North Carolina, they the city established working relationships and created partnerships for small lawn care businesses in each area, each district, so to speak, with small businesses, Black-owned businesses throughout the city. And they gave them an assignment or allotment of various lots in various districts to maintain, that the city would pay them to maintain throughout the year. So those overgrown lots that are in Ensley, that are in West End, that are in Titusville, that are on the east side, there are plenty of small Black-owned businesses that have lawn care businesses that in a partnership with the city can be viable and provide for their families. But you got to have the entrepreneurial mindset. A part of my platform is citizens, community, and city generational wealth building plan. That means that we will have programs and resources to teach our citizens about generational wealth building. That means we'll have programs at our rec centers and our libraries for community wealth building, as well as the city has to get into practice of wealth building. That means working with the entrepreneurs within the city. That's how Atlanta grew, working with its Black business owners, working with the minority business owners. All of the pie can't go to the white folk.
Right.
If that's going to happen, Birmingham won't ever reach its peak. And so that's just one of the programs. Another program that we definitely have to implement as far as community safety and safety throughout the city is community policing. Also with affordable housing. See, now what they're doing in Inslee right now is further gentrification. I'm going to use Inslee High School as an example because that was in the article today, in the newspaper today. Opportunity zones were defined about a couple of years ago. It originally was supposed to include downtown Inslee, the jail side of Inslee. But since Senator Jabbo Wagner went to Inslee High School, they zeroed out and excluded the Black side, jail side of Inslee as an opportunity zone and made Inslee High School opportunity zone. And they took a no-bid contract and gave it to Zimmerman. And I'm going to tell you how this worked. And this is how your administration cares about your folk. This property that Inslee High School was on was actually originally owned by Birmingham City Schools. Inslee High School sits on 10 acres. And I'm getting passionate about this, man, because when you know that,
come on.
you come out like a samurai warrior. But he went himself, the mayor of Birmingham, Mayor Randall Wolf, and went to the school board meeting and told them, you can take the insurance money from the burnt Inslee building as profit and purchase Inslee High School on 10 acres for $50,000. You know how much he sold it to Zimmerman, the developer? $50,000. But along with that $50,000, he's given at least a $2 million incentive. The school district can't get an incentive when they sell it.
Wow.
So this type of underhanded dealing doesn't benefit the citizens of Birmingham. Again, the school system lost out on that because under my administration, I would at least pay the school system market value, give them something.
Yeah.
And I would include other Blacks, because remember now, the opportunity zone deal was supposed to be inclusive of Black-owned folk, of Black-owned businesses.
Right.
But it has not been that. So why give a no-bid contract to a property that you own that's not benefiting and profiting the citizens of Birmingham? Again, I'm getting away from that. Everything I do will be to include and the benefit of Black-owned businesses and the citizens. If it doesn't profit the citizens, if it doesn't renew the neighborhood, all 99 neighborhoods, if Inslee don't start looking like Woodlawn, the white side, we ain't doing it. If West End don't start looking like UAB side, we ain't doing it. We can have affordable housing. We can actually recreate Inslee downtown. Y'all are familiar with Atlantic Station.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
We can turn the Crossplex into a relatively sized Atlantic Station. That's the type of vision and leadership I'm talking about. We got to get to that. And once you start, again, I guarantee you, once we start promoting and supporting Black-owned businesses in every community, every district, I guarantee you'll start to see something. I guarantee in the first 2 years of doing that. Because right now we ain't got no hope. We know if we go down to City Hall, we're not going to be heard. Here's one of the biggest lessons I learned in beating cancer. When you get diagnosed with cancer, your doctors, your oncologists make sure you have every resource, every specialist, support group, the nurses, the accountability partners, everything you need to build that. Why did I have to wait till I was 48 years old to receive that kind of support? I should receive that kind of support as a black business owner in a majority black city with a black mayor and a black city council.
Facts.
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 Well, man, I want to thank you for taking my questions. I wish you great success in your endeavors, and man, I'm glad to see that you're doing well in your recovery with cancer as well. It's good to hear from you.
Thank you, and I appreciate your questions. And if you can, get my email address at admin@philemonhillformayor.com. And please, I would like to learn some more about your questions, your insight, and some of the experiences of your father as well.
I sure will, man. I sure will, because like I said, I didn't vote for. I live in Nashville now.
Okay.
I'm still connected to Birmingham in a lot of ways, and so everybody who we have on, I'm gonna have similar questions or some type of questions. But it makes a difference, man, when you take out the time to answer questions, and so people can know where your mindset is. Keep on doing the good work that you're doing, man. I appreciate the time.
Thank you. I appreciate you.
Yes,
Appreciate you, D-Swans.
All right, D. All right, D, brother.
That's what's up. That's what's up. I appreciate you, D-Swans, for coming in with those good questions, man. Those good questions. I'm a parlay to one of the other questions that was sent to me, and give you a chance to address it. Mayor Woodfin pardoned over 15,000 people for marijuana charges so they can get jobs. Is this something that you would have done, or what will you aspire to do in this area?
If you think that he did that so they could get jobs, you believe the Birmingham Promise is the truth. He did that to get votes. First of all, please understand, the current mayor is a former city prosecutor. The job of a prosecutor is to get guilty verdicts, not to get people out of, not to defend the public. They charge the public with guilty. He did that to be political. He didn't do that last year. I think he did it in either 2018 or 2019, but I know he didn't do it consistently, is what I'm speaking to.
Okay.
How this is a part of my criminal justice and community policing program. If you really want to make a real difference with that, decriminalize marijuana.
Right.
Again, as a cancer patient, I prefer to use medical marijuana versus oxycodone, because oxycodone might get me hooked and then back into the criminal. I'm in the criminal justice system. Why don't we go with something that's proven? You got at least 10 to 15 other states that have gone to that. Birmingham can be a leader. Decriminalize marijuana. That was the trick. He can spin that and say, yeah, because he can't come out and say, I'm gonna do this because I need some votes. It's election season. He can't do that. So he can spin it and say, I'm doing this for jobs. You ain't created no real new jobs. So what ain't gonna work? And it's really not. It's still on their record. And next time you see the mayor, did you get them their money back?
Ooh.
Yeah, I'll make sure to ask that.
Ooh.
Did you clear that record? Did you expose that record? And did you
the name of that game. That's the name of that game. They dang sure jack your money up.
See, so part of my criminal justice reform is to go back and look at those fees so that we can lower those fees and make sure that people ain't in jail because they don't pay these high court fees and these high fines. See, that we got to look at this from a holistic perspective. And politicians don't look at stuff holistic, because if they looked at holistic, they'd be out of a job. We really know who not to vote for if you look at it comprehensively. That's just spin. Listen, man, we like 5 months away from election day, less than 5 months when he did that. That wasn't for jobs. That was for votes.
Wow.
Mm. Ooh.
That's something that's definitely something to take in. Birmingham, I hope you're listening. I hope you're listening, Birmingham. You know, I hope you're listening.
Give me a chance to speak on this, because when the gentleman earlier asked the question, I didn't get a chance to expound on this when we were talking about the hotels, and he gave the clarification that the city does receive a sales tax from the hotels at Birmingham. Right. Yes, that is correct. I'm glad he clarified that. I have a concept, and I will come back on the show to show the visuals for this, but I've already contracted an architect. And this is a part of my education and economic plan as well, where, you know, y'all are familiar with the Boutwell Auditorium.
Right.
Correct.
It's right there in the heart of the new highway with the lights. Is right across, and actually they're about to put a park under the highway where you can tailgate and skating board park and everything right under the highway. And it's right across from Uptown and the BJCC.
Right.
Well, rather than get cents on the dollar, Birmingham can get dollars. So this is the concept. Repurpose Boutwell Auditorium. Turn that, and the working name for this is the King Obama Hotel and International Conference Center. It's a hotel, a conference center, a lounge, and an event venue. So every football game, when the Sheraton and the Westin sell out, you can come stay at the King Obama Hotel, named after Dr. King and President Barack Obama. Wow. And you have conferences there every year featuring President and Michelle Obama and such dignitaries, because we don't have a school or we don't have anything else named after Dr. King or President Obama. Put that hotel right there. We can make that money back that we gave away for that football stadium in less than 10 to 5 years.
Wow. That's an excellent idea. That's an
I
excellent.
like that. Yeah, I like that. I like that.
I really like that idea.
I do too. I like that.
I like that idea. That's a really good idea. That's a really good idea. Let me all right, now we're gonna get ready to try to wrap up some things here, but let me touch on two more questions that I had sent, and then we can you know, Melvin, if you have anything, and other than that, we can wrap it up if you guys want. All right, first, Mayor Woodfin, in the area of systemic racism, gun violence, black on black crimes, he and his team members are working with the police and others to rid the city from this violence. What will you do to improve the city as far as systemic racism, gun violence, and black on black crime?
Gun violence in every city is a real problem. And first, let me say this. My heart and prayers and condolences go out to the citizens of Birmingham that have been affected by gun violence. That was such a tragic situation at Patton Park a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah. Big time.
And the way it was handled was less than desired by city officials. If you noticed, within a week, you had a press conference by the mayor. Then after that, there was a press conference done by the chief of police with no solutions. First of all, we got to get our number of police officers numbers up. We have a large city, but we don't have enough police officers to patrol the city. That's why we have to have support and inclusion of the community, of the citizens. We got to work hand in hand. We can't continue this us versus the cops situation. And that's what we're creating. Number two, we knew it was Easter Day. We knew it. We knew Patton Park was going to have a large number of people. But what the mayor didn't tell the citizens and what the police chief didn't tell the citizens is how many police officers they didn't have at Patton Park. And if you know Patton Park, you know it's a bottleneck, one way in and one way out. So if anything happened and you had police presence at that park, right, the perpetrator wouldn't have got away.
Wouldn't have got away.
Oh, they got away. Did they have police presence at that park at the time of that incident? And I guarantee you, if the public asked the right questions to the mayor and to that police chief, the reason why they didn't say and give any details of any plan and action other than y'all better start snitching.
Wow.
I alone do not have the answer for how to deal with gun control in the city of Birmingham. But I am man enough to say we got to figure it out. And we have to put in plans. If we got to throw everything on the board and do everything until we see change, first of all, we got to find out how the guns get into the hands of the citizens.
Right. I already have a theory about that.
Some type of gun control measures. We got to be able to, again, increase the size of the police force and also implement plans that we know have proven to work. One program is cure violence. The previous mayor refused to implement that. And this current mayor, this is a program that actually treats violence within cities, within communities as a public health issue, as an epidemic. That's why I have in my platform comprehensive public health and safety. You have to look at them as one in the same.
Right.
An unsafe neighborhood is an unhealthy neighborhood, and we have to treat them as such. That's why I'm looking at it from that perspective. And we can't continue to do the same thing. We can't continue to ignore it. And this is the problem I have with the current leadership. They say that they're doing things to reduce crime, but you haven't seen or heard a comprehensive plan. You haven't seen it to get buy-in from the citizens. There was a situation a couple of years ago where it was a shooting in Smithfield. The only response from the mayor was, y'all need to start snitching on each other. We doing away with roadblocks. We doing away with checkpoints. He always brags about, we've taken a certain number of guns off the streets, but your number of homicides go up every year. So there is no correlation between getting guns from people that's riding dirty through the neighborhood and lowering crime. So we got to do something different. We got to do something different.
Got to do something different. Now, I have one more question, one last question, but before I get to that, Melvin, did you have any additional questions that you'd like to ask Mr. Hill?
Yeah, in reference to the crime, I know we got a 72nd crime rate, as far as the country is concerned. 205 crimes per 1,000 people. We had 124 homicides in 2020. We have 34 as of now. I'm worried about these kids, Mr. Hill. That's what I'm really worried about, man. Are you going to be implementing, you got plans for these kids, man, to give them something better to do with their time? I think they have too much time.
Yes.
On their hand. Yes. Not being constructive enough.
Right. We need to, number one, we need to repurpose our parks and rec centers. You guys remember when we was growing up, you had a whole bunch of activities going on at McAlpine. You had a whole lot of things going on at the rec center in Ensley. And that was throughout the city. Fountain Heights Rec. You had a whole lot. Whatever sport you was interested in, you had tennis at Ensley Park. You had swimming at McAlpine. That's actually where I learned how to swim. So again, we're gonna have summer jobs. We failed to. The gentleman earlier mentioned David Palmer. Well, when we grew up, them gyms at the high schools were open all the time.
All year round. Year round.
That kept a lot of us out of trouble. We need to create Reimagine Birmingham. Reimagine Birmingham at the Crossplex having a gym and facilities to teach our young Black girls to compete in gymnastics.
That's what I'm talking about.
Reimagine Birmingham with a facility on the east side that provides ballet and performing arts training for our kids in Birmingham to follow the same track as Antonio.
That's right.
Reimagine Ensley Park having beach volleyball facilities just like you got at UAB. We got some Black women and some Black men that be competitive and
very competitive. Very competitive. I say it all the time, Mr. Hill. If our kids had access, one of the things I hate I didn't have access to growing up was baseball. Basketball and football was there, but not so much as baseball. And then I look at baseball, we don't have that many African Americans actually in it when I look at the major leagues. And the same thing with the female volleyball, the beach ball and all that. Just think we get them young sisters into that, young brothers into these other sports besides basketball and football.
Right.
Oh, you're talking about dominating and opportunity. Oh my gosh, man. Scholarships.
Between 2010 and 2015 or so, I would sponsor Birmingham City School kids to the Regions Tradition. I would take them to the LPGA golf tournament in Prattville. I would take them, actually in 2017, for the first time, I took kids from Birmingham City Schools to the Honda Indy race at Barber Motorsports.
Wow.
I took kids to Talladega, not for the sport, but to learn and be exposed to the business of those sports. There are jobs and careers in finance, in marketing, in operations. So these are the things that these are the things I'm trying to expose our kids to. And we have to do that by providing them the exposure and the opportunity to things that kids in other cities are getting, but we're not getting in Birmingham. And that way we can expose them by opening up Birmingham to the globe. We can provide opportunities for our kids in a global competitive environment.
Thank you, man. I appreciate that. I like that.
Wow. I tell you what, man. Mr. Hill, you have thoroughly impressed me, and I hope the people that are watching in the city of Birmingham are you spark some interest in them, and they go to do their research. They go to check you out and find out, and find out, some good that they can follow. I appreciate everything that you're doing, man, and the efforts and the vision that you have for Birmingham and some of the things that you want to implement, I think are amazing.
Thank you. I really appreciate it.
With that being said, my last question to you is, why do you want to be the mayor of Birmingham?
That's a good question. That's a darn good question. I'll say it like this, because there are 3 to 5 reasons why I'm running for mayor. The number one reason is because if you go back from the current mayor to 79, they were all politicians or they became politicians.
Mm-hmm.
There is nothing about politics. There is nothing about, from what I've seen from previous mayors of Birmingham and county commissioners or city councilors, that makes me want to leave my profession as a sports and entertainment marketing agent and become a politician.
Mm-hmm.
There is nothing I like about politics.
Me neither.
Birmingham cannot and will not benefit from politics.
I agree.
Only the politicians will. I agree.
Exactly.
The people don't.
Politics justified the enslavement of Black folk.
I know it.
You're right.
I'm a leader, and Birmingham needs ethical, transformative leadership. One thing I know I can do, one thing I learned from my parents, from my grandparents, from my aunts, my uncles, from the learning I received at Ephesus Academy, from the learning I received at Age Parker High School, Tuskegee and Clark. I'm a leader. And that's what you will see throughout the rest of this campaign season. The thing that separates me from everybody else running for mayor, they politicians. I'm a leader.
For
That's
the people.
number one.
Right.
Number two, as a Black business owner, it is unacceptable that we are not including more Black-owned businesses the opportunity to become self-sustainable and provide for their families in the same way we allow and kiss up to majority-owned businesses in this city. This city has too many. Everybody seen the movie Django Unchained?
Right.
Yeah.
Birmingham, the politicians they've become too many Steves, and we ain't got enough Djangos. We need a Django in office to make sure we shouldn't talk softly when we say Birmingham 73, 74% Black. We should say that with pride.
Right.
And if you think you got to say it softly, you don't need to be representing our city. You done sure don't need to be representing our citizens. Say it with pride. I'm Black and I'm proud, and I'm a Black business owner, and it is unfair and it's unacceptable that other Black-owned businesses like mine do not get a fair shot at being successful and providing for their families. Those are the reasons why I'm running for mayor.
Thank you. I like that, brother. I like that, man. I like that. Very impressive.
Very good reason to want to be the mayor of the city of Birmingham. Very good reason.
Thank you, guys. I appreciate the platform. I appreciate the questions. And it helps me become better, more confident in my presentation. So that's why I don't shy away from the tough questions, because I'm always retooling. Actually, for my sports management company, my motto is #GetBetterEveryDay. And that's what I'm trying to do, because I don't want to be just a mayor of Birmingham. I want to be the best mayor Birmingham has ever had.
Wow. And that's what they need. That's what they need. They need somebody with that ambition, not to get in the office and make as much money as he can.
Yeah. Well, to that point,
or get your pockets.
I feel so confident. I feel so confident in my leadership, and I will be presenting more details about this later on in the campaign. But I will be equating my salary as mayor with an initiative in my platform where for at least the first year, I will redirect my salary as mayor to charitable and nonprofits within the city of Birmingham. That's how serious I am about this.
Mr. Hill, just like you want to thank us for giving you opportunity, we want to thank you as well, man. Me and Tony is highly honored to have you on, man. You should have seen how we prepared to have you on, dude. And man, I wish you well, and I like what you spoke.
Thank you, brother.
I'm very impressed, man. And we gotta have you back. You know that, don't you?
Oh, definitely.
Yeah, as the race gets hot, we love to, have you come back and talk about, tell us the new stuff that you learned, or new avenues that you're deciding to go down, or some new epiphanies that might strike you. So we would definitely love to have an open door policy for you, sir. Whenever you need a platform and you got a message to get out, give us a call. We will be more than happy. Platform.
Thank you, guys. And for everyone in Birmingham and everyone who wants to follow my campaign, my Facebook page is Philemon Hill for Mayor. My website is PhilemonHillForMayor.com. That'll be launching by the end of this week. My IG is E Philemon Hill for Mayor, and my Twitter is Philemon for Mayor. So please follow me, support, share, and spread the word. Elect Philemon Hill for Mayor of Birmingham.
And there you have it, Birmingham. There you have Mr. E. Philemon Hill running for mayor of Birmingham. Sir, we wish you much success, and we wish you well, and hope for the best in the mayoral race in the city of Birmingham, Alabama.
Thank you, guys. I appreciate you, and much love to you all.
All right. Good evening, sir.
I like that, Tony.
Yeah.
I like what I heard, dude.
Yeah. Birmingham. Birmingham. I mean, I'm not in Birmingham anymore. And once again, don't for 1 second that say that the people on the guys on Mansplainin told us to vote for Philemon Hill. That's not what we did. We gave brother Hill a platform to let you know what his plan.
Right.
If there's another candidate out there in the city of Birmingham that you know of that wants to come on our show, please have him contact us. Please have his people contact us. Whatever the case may be, we would love to have them on the show as well. Big time. Hey, Melvin, man. Hey, Doug, we was going to try to venture off into some other stuff, man, tonight. So we had a pretty good topic, but I think we're going to parlay that topic over to another day, because we do want to find out why some women who make a certain amount of money hold it against men who don't quite make that amount of money. However, he may be able to take care of everything he has and still got a little money to play with at the end. He just might not be swimming in money. Balling. Yeah. He might not be balling. So we do want to address that. We do want to talk about that. Unfortunately, tonight got away from us in a good way. And we want to just encourage. We want to encourage anybody, man, to just stick with us. Just stick with us for a little while. We got some places that we are going, and we want you to go with us. Big time. And you guys sharing. Thank you guys who've been tuning in, man. We got a lot coming. Everybody out there in Birmingham, we got a lot coming. If you know us personally, you should know we got something in store. And we do thank everybody that's been here. We do want you to like. We do want you to share. Like we said, if you know some people running for mayor, tell them about the show. Tell them to come on. Right. We're going heavy on the black businesses as well, too, and especially the serious black businesses, not just any Joe Blow coming up talking about, hey, man, talking about serious, man. And because I'm with Mr. Hill when he was speaking on black businesses, that is what stood out to me. You know, when he was speaking, man, is getting black businesses and how he broke down the difference between that and minority. But yeah, man, we can wait till another show for that topic, because I think we might need to dedicate a whole show to that topic you brought up about the females. We might need some time for that one right there. Yeah, big time. Yeah. I will say this for anybody that's watching, you need to be concerned with the place that you live. Don't just live in a house in a neighborhood in a city. You know, understand the neighborhood that you live in. Take part in the city. Take part in the neighborhood, the community. Take part. It will be good for you, and it'll be good for the people around you. Yeah. Most people care about people that they know. They don't know. People don't tend to not care. So if your neighbors know you, if you know your neighbors, they're going to care about what's going on in the community. So stop being hermits. Stop being loners in your neighborhood. Get to know your neighbors. That's how neighborhoods take care of each other. That's how.
Get back active in the community. All right.
Yeah, exactly. Get back active in the community. So, hey, Melvin, man. Hey, we kind of did
it again, baby. We did it again, baby.
We didn't talk a whole lot tonight because we wanted to give Mr. Hill the complete platform and allow him to get all of his points out. We didn't want to chew it up by jumping in with little comments here, little comments there. We wanted him to give him the full experience of laying out his entire platform. And I think he did a very, very impressive job. Impressive job. So it would be great if we can get Mayor Woodfin on the show.
Hey,
it would be. I don't have a connection to him. Maybe somebody has a connection to him. What I am going to do, this show here, we are gonna take this and we're gonna condense the interview part, and we're gonna put that video back out there again. So hopefully you guys can share that to your Birmingham people so that they can get to know Mr. E. Philemon Hill, and hopefully he's saying something that they can gravitate to.
Yeah, spark your interest, man. Spark your interest.
Yeah. So again, Mayor Woodfin, William Bell is running for mayor again. Anybody, and it doesn't. I'm not even just talking about Birmingham, Atlanta as well. We got some people that's running from office. I got a friend in Mississippi. Named Samuel Grayson. He is running for alderman. He's one of my old military buddies. He is running for alderman in the state of Mississippi. I'd love to have him on the show one day. So, I mean, I want to rub elbows with some people that's trying to do some things. Some people that's trying to make a change. Not, it's good to have my entertainment people on here to tell you what's going on with them. But I would love to have some more prominent people that comes on the show to tell you what they can do for you.
Yeah, there's no limit on mansplaining, y'all. We want to keep you in tune with entertainment. That's cool. Relationship talk. That's cool. But we got to keep in tune with what's really going on in the world and current events and the status of our community and help building it back up, man. We're serious about that here at Mansplainin as well. So, and
at our age, we might talk about a couple of little popular things, but at our age, we really are worldly people, and we want to know what's going on in the world. And that's what we want to do. We want to bring the world to you every Wednesday night. That's right.
I agree, sir.
So, what's that? David said, respectfully, William Bell needs to sit his ass.
Hey, D Swan, I'm with you, dude. He said William Bell running again. I'm thinking to myself, scam. I might run. Nah. But I ain't with that. I'm not with that. That's the same two dudes ran last time, man. Politics, Tony, is so disgusting to me. Tony, if you really knew my views on politics, dude, we be sitting around here, oh Lord, my studio falling apart, earthquake. Hey, listen, we be sitting around here as black folks arguing about what party we're gonna vote for and whatnot, man. I'm one of them black folks, man, that really is so disgusted with politics because it's not sincere. It's not for the people. It's jacked up and it's ran by wicked people. It's so screwed up and got so much scam, such a scamish tone to it.
Yeah.
And the rich get richer, the poor get poor. You know what I'm saying? We stay where we at. It's like the poor people finance the rich ones, you know what I'm saying? They get tax breaks, we get taxed.
Right.
Dude. So I'm sort of disgusted with politicians. So we got to touch on that sometimes too. Like black folks, we got to quit arguing about folks who want to be Democrats or Republicans. All that, excuse the language, all that shit don't mean about nothing, nobody, no good, except for the people that's in it. So.
Right. You're absolutely right. I tell you what, bro, it is midnight here on the East Coast, bro. And I want to thank everybody that stayed with us. We had a pretty good audience that stayed with us for a good period of time tonight. So we want to emphatically thank you guys for tuning in and sticking with us and listening to what Mr. Hill had to say in regards to his run for mayor in the city of Birmingham. Yeah. Melvin, man, I'm gonna get ready to get up out of here, bro.
Right.
Get up out of here, and I know we probably gonna do our little after action review or whatever the case may be after the show and everything. Chop it up if we need to. But other than that, man, you got anything you want to tell everybody before you get out?
Nah, man. I don't. I think we said enough for tonight. Thank you for having me once again, Tony. We got much work to do. Let's get them, man. Another successful episode. Everybody out there, like and share this, people. Just share it. That's all. It don't take much. You mother.
These ones just reminded me. Because I didn't get to take a sip tonight, but y'all know the cup is the cup. Let me take a sip real quick.
The co-host cup. The co-host cup. I'm done, man. I'm gone. I'm out. I'll see you next week.
We need y'all to donate. We need y'all to donate to the fund, man, so we can get Melvin a cup, y'all.
Yeah, why don't you pay me? Why don't you the worst boss man I've ever had in my life. Jesus Christ. They talk about slavery was bad. Dude, you the worst. I'm out, dude. I'll catch you next week. Love you, boy.
All right, man. You, man. You have a good one, bro. Oh man. Yeah, y'all. Hey, don't worry about what's in the cup. The cup is the cup. Mansplaining, baby. If you need one, let me know. We can get you one. We can definitely get you one. We can definitely get you one. What we got here, Ray Randall. Ray Randall said, what about homesteading decisions? Homesteading decisions? Oh, homesteading discussions. I'm not sure what you're talking about. I'm not really sure what you're talking about, Ray. I know you'll expound for me. But again, I thank everybody for tuning in. We've had an excellent show tonight. Once again, thank my co-host Duckie Boi for coming in with me and holding this thing down tonight. And we want to thank Mr. E. Philemon Hill, who is running for mayor of Birmingham. We want to thank him for his vision. Thank him for his insight and his vision on what he sees for Birmingham. And maybe you listened to it, and maybe something rung a bell for you. Maybe you found interest in it. Maybe he's someone that you want to look into and find out. Maybe he's somebody you might want to vote for. Mansplaining has no hand in that. You vote for who you want to vote for. We have no hand in that. But other than that, y'all, I think that's it. And I'm going to get ready to get up out of this piece. I'm going to get ready to get up out of this piece, y'all. You know what I say. I don't care where you are or what you do. You make sure you do it to the best of your ability. Because giving less than your best, my friend, that is failure. I'm Tonyjem. This is Mansplaining. Go and be great. Let's get up out of here with a little Mansplaining theme song.
Mansplaining, mansplaining. Oh, you make it explain. Mansplaining, mansplaining. Mansplaining, mansplaining. Oh, you make it explain. Mansplaining, mansplaining.
Couple names. Monica King Slater, thank you for all your comments tonight. Who else we got in there? Lori Rice McCrae, thank you for everything you said tonight. Who are D Swans, man? Thank you for coming on the show. Thank you for your questions. Katina Mitchell Upshaw, thank you for tuning in. Thank you for staying with us tonight. Who else we got in there? Ray Randall, thanks again, bro. Thanks again for coming in there. Sean Denise, thank you for tuning in. Hey, y'all. My voice keeps going out. I need another drink. I'm out, y'all. This is Tonyjem, Mansplaining.